Say hi. You wanna say hi to everybody? No? He's kind of shy, so... Right? You don't even know what's going on, do you? Alright, you can go. Yo, what's up, guys? My name's Sass the Barber. Me and my family, we own a salon and a barbershop here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And I'm gonna do my first haircut tutorial today. So today we're gonna focus on a bald fade with the number 4 on top. And it's gonna be nice, man. I'm gonna show you guys how to do a fiber enhancement as well. So put the fibers on the hairline, make that look nice and clean. And we're gonna get a lot more into the shear work, all that type of stuff, blade work on the beards. We're gonna get into that in the next couple videos. So please, if you could just do me a favor, like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna start doing giveaways in a couple months here, and every couple months I'll do a nice giveaway. I'm gonna take all the people that commented and all the people that subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna do a raffle, and I'll live stream it on my Instagram. So please like, comment, and subscribe, you guys. So let's get it. Alright, so I'm gonna use my Fabulous Gold FX, Rose Gold FX trimmers. These are zero gapped. I like these trimmers a lot. I don't like them as much as the Slimline Pro. The Andy Slimline Pro is probably my favorite trimmer, but I just got these, so I've been using them lately. They're really good trimmers. It's all about preference. What we're gonna do is make a nice guideline all the way around the head, right about where the TPP point meets up, the temple peak point, just below it. And we're gonna shave off just about, what, 2 inches below that line that I created. I'm not gonna shave off the whole entire portion of the bottom of the head. I like to keep it like this, just kind of reminds me where I started my fade once I get deeper into the progression. We're gonna clean that up real nice. Give us enough room to go in with our balders, our shavers. And that's what I'm using right now. I got out my Wall 5-star shaver. This is my favorite shaver. I have the other two. I have the Andes as well. I have the Fabulous shaver as well, the new one. I like this one a lot more than both of those. I don't know, there's something about this shaver that I really like. Takes the hair down right away, makes it really bald. And I'm just using a bit of a sideways motion here, just to get rid of any lines I may have created with the shaver. I find it blends a lot nicer when you're going in this motion. A lot of my motions are downstrokes. In the beginning, I use the upstroke to get it nice and bald, and then I'll use the downstroke to get rid of the line, to make it fade really nice. You can see it fades out really nice there. And we're gonna do the same thing on this side of the head. Shaver down. Alright, we're gonna start doing the back of the blade with the Andy Slimline Pro. These are really zero gap, so this is gonna get even shorter than the Fabulous trimmer that I used in the beginning. And this is gonna also help out, take out any lines, any blemishes that I made with the shaver. And now we're gonna start the fade. I'm gonna open up my magic clips all the way, and we're gonna go up almost an inch. About 3/4 of an inch to an inch. Sorry about the autofocus. I'll fix it in a sec here. There we go. So you can see it's almost an inch. You don't want to keep it too small. That first guideline, that initial guideline, if you make it too small, it's going to be very difficult for you to get that line out. And we're rocking it. We're going to do a rocking motion. A little bit out. Rock it out. And you can see that I'm using the taper blade. I'm not using my fade blade. And got the boys in the back messing around. Alright, here I got a 0. Closed all the way. And we're gonna chop out that first line. And you can see it comes right out. Especially depending on what hair texture you have. You see I opened it up just a little bit there. So I like to take the initial line out with the 0, open it up just about 1/4, go a little higher, and then I usually open it another 1/4 just to get that final heaviness out right on the last bit of the line of demarcation right there. And yeah, you can see that I like using the taper blade, man. The taper blade really helps me flick out. It almost does the work for me, so I don't have to flick as much. Whereas if you're using a fade blade, I find it really tends to... It's unforgiving, man. It can give you lines really quickly. So now we're going to take the 1, and this is open. So this is a 1.5. 1 open all the way with the lever open. And we're going up again another about 1/2 inch. And then we're going to close it a little bit. And just clean up that bottom area. And you want to make sure you stay below your initial guideline that you made with the 1.5. Or else you're going to make another line. You're going to make more work for yourself. The fade's not going to come out nice. It's going to be choppy. So see how I'm closing it pretty much halfway there. And just keep chopping away at that fade. And right now the blade's almost closed completely. There we go. And I just closed it all the way. And I'm just touching up that bottom portion. And it's starting to look pretty nice already. And this client I have, he has pretty nice hair to fade. It's straight hair, very straight hair, coarse hair. So see, this is a number 3. And he didn't really want to take too much off the top. He wanted to kind of just blend it in. And it's about a 4.5, a 4, somewhere around there. So I'm taking my 3 and I'm just flicking it off of the surface of the head. So I'm not digging into the head. I'm flicking it off the surface of the scalp. And you can see how I'm going straight up. I'm not going in. And then I go to a number 2, open it all the way, and stay below that area. And then we get the 1.5. I'm gonna open that up, get rid of any dark spots. The reason why I didn't hit it too much with the 2 is because it wasn't doing much, so I barely hit it with that number 2. And right here in the back, I just had a little bit of a heavy line on the bottom that I didn't quite get when I was getting my bald line out. You do want to make sure you finish your lines completely before you move on to the next line. Don't make that mistake, because you could get lost. So here, I'm doing the 1.5 again. 1 all the way open, lever open. And this is about a mid to high fade. It's quite high. He loves having his fade really high. His hair grows real quick. He comes back every probably 13 days, almost 2 weeks. And here I closed it a little bit. I'm staying under my original 1.5 line. You don't want to go higher than that. And then I'll close it up. I'm going to hit that bottom area. Remember to always stay below the line that you just created. And this is all touch-up work. A lot of the fade is going to be detailing. And here's the 0 guard. And on the other side of the head, I didn't use the 0 guard right away. I went on to the other side. I showed you guys all these. It's because I'm right-handed, so this side, that side of the head was actually easier for me to do. This side takes me a little more work, so I gotta use the 0 guard, man. And then I noticed some little bit of imperfections in the back there, so I'm using my 1.5 again. And here's the 3. 3 all the way open. We're gonna hit that up. In between the 1 and his top, which is about a 4. And you can see the fade's starting to look nice, but there are heavy lines right there, right in the middle, right where the parietal ridge is. And that's where I'm going to be using the 3.5, the 3, and then the 2.5, and the 2. And then eventually down to a 1.5. And a 1/2 guard is different than a 1.5. A 1.5 is a guard, number 1 guard, open all the way. a 1/2 guard is a completely different guard. It's in between a 2 and a 1. And that's a very crucial guard, I believe. Everyone should use that guard. Once you get better, you'll be able to do some techniques that don't necessarily need all the guards. I know some guys who only use a 1 guard and a 1/2 guard. Some guys who only use a 1/2 guard and a 1.5 guard. So you gotta find what works for you and what's gonna help you be efficient and save you time, but still have that quality in your cuts. And so here in the back area, I'm cleaning up the bottom portion, and you notice right where his crown is, there's that heaviness right there because his hair grows up. So I'm going across the grain and almost against the grain as well. A little bit with it too, but mainly across it because you can see his hair's growing to the right there. So if it's growing to the right, I gotta come in from the right just to get some of that heaviness out. So his crown doesn't look like it has lines. Because you don't want a line of demarcation in his crown. And then when it grows back, it's gonna look funky, it's gonna look all messed up. But you can see the fade's coming out nice, guys. It's starting to look nice. I love cutting this guy's hair, man. It's very fun. It's very enjoyable cutting his hair. It's a nice workspace. And always use the brush, guys. Make sure you use the brush. I don't always use a brush. I like using a comb, like a barber comb or a taper comb, sorry. Taper comb is nice and small bristles. I don't know, brushes aren't very sanitary. I'm starting to not use them anymore because they're just not sanitary, man. You can clean them, but they're porous, so anything porous you can't disinfect completely. So here I'm using my Wall Retro T-cut, but I switch over to my Slimline Pros because the Slimline Pros are just gap like crazy. You can see, boom, one hit. It's just one pass over, it's completely bald. But the Wall Retro T-cuts, they are a very good trimmer. I just don't like that they're not lithium batteries, so you can't leave them on that charger, man. If you leave them on the charger, that battery's gonna burn out. Whereas the Andys, you can leave it on the charger and it's not gonna be like that. The battery's always gonna stay intact. Battery life will always be good. I love the Slimline Pros. I highly recommend the Slimline Pro Lithium. Don't get the regular Slimline Pros, get the lithium. There's a difference. One of them is silver. The Slimline Pro Lithium is silver in color, and the Slimline Pro Original is black. It's cheaper. It's about 50 bucks, and the battery will go out on you. And I don't think it has a zero gap blade. I don't think you can zero gap that blade on that one. But I'm not sure, so don't take my word for it. But don't be cheap with tools, guys. The tools are important. So here I'm just touching it up 1.5 or halfway closed, and I'm just doing touch-up work, man. This is all lever play. It's all just checking out what's gonna work with which guard. If you find that your lines or your dark spots are higher in the fade, you're gonna use something that's more longer. You're gonna use open. You're gonna use a 2 open and then 2 closed, 1.5 open. If you find the line is right where you started the fade, then it's lower. Then that's where you're gonna use something closer, right? You're gonna use maybe a 1 or a 0 guard or a half open all the way. All right, so this is where we're gonna do some enhancements. So I like to use a card for the enhancement just because I don't want to get fibers all over his forehead. I notice a lot of guys doing that. I just find it's pointless because then you got to shave it off his forehead. And here I'm just taking a 3.5 again. That actually might be a number 4 guard. And I'm just cleaning up the front of his hairline so that nothing's sticking out. And I'm going downwards. You don't want to go upwards because then you're going to completely ruin the shape of his hairline and the shape of the front of his head. And if someone looks at him from the side profile, it's going to look kind of off. It's going to look like he's got a dip. So here I'm going to use the card and just lightly spray it. I do spray a little bit into the top of his scalp, right where the apex is, around that area in the middle of the head. I'm going to spray that area because you can see it when the sun shines onto it. Anyone who's in front of them is kind of going to see his scalp a little bit. And if I put fibers only on the front, it's going to look a little off. So you want to make sure if you're going to do fibers, especially for a photo shoot, let's say a rapper's coming in for a video shoot, this is the type of stuff I find fibers are very good for. Or if someone's going to a wedding, anything like that. Fibers are not a long-term solution though. These are going to wash off if someone bumps into him right into his scalp or his head, it's gonna wipe it right off. So you gotta be careful. And this is a spritz. You could just use a hairspray. I like using the spritz. This is from the guys in Chicago, Dynasty Cuts. Those guys are really good. They gotta make some good products. They have the best fibers that I've used so far. And this is different than a color enhancement. Color enhancement, I'm gonna show you guys in the next couple videos. I will show you guys how to do a color enhancement. So you can see I'm using my Slimline Pros, my Slimline Pro Lithiums. And I'm just lightly tapping, man. You don't want to tap so hard. Let the blade do the work for you, especially if you got something gapped, man. You're gonna make a nice scar on that guy's forehead. He's gonna go home. 2 hours later, he's gonna have a red line right across his forehead. You do not want to give your clients that. And they can feel it, man. Just look at their face. Watch their facial expressions when you're doing like a lineup. You can sense it. If you can sense that they're having a problem, just ask them. Be like, hey man, how's the trimmer feel on your skin? And they're gonna appreciate that you ask them instead of just continuing to do everything and they're just in pain sitting there, half crying. And you just want to be slow and steady. Take your time with this. And you can see, as I shave down, I'm taking a lot of the fibers off with it. And now we move to the other side. And we're gonna follow that line all the way across. And you see how I just went to the front of his front profile. And I looked at it. I'm looking at it again. I'm trying to make sure everything is completely symmetrical and completely straight. You don't want to make him look like Soulja Boy. You want to get him a nice crisp lineup. So check that out. Every time you hit that on the other side, go to the front, check his profile out, make sure it's symmetrical, just like I just did right there. Nice light taps with the trimmer. And you want to follow that line right there. You don't want to go past his original hairline, because then when it grows back, he's going to get a pushed back hairline. And no one wants a push back. You see that? Nice and crisp. And even when he washes his hair, those enhancements, they're going to wash off, but you're still going to have the nice hairline. As long as you stay there. Stay nice and symmetrical. You can see it's nice and symmetrical. Everything's pretty even. Heaviness is the same all across. And now use the blade. This is a nice MD Barber Supply exposed blade. I like the guys at MD. I haven't ordered from them in a while, but I believe they're out of Stockton, California, or somewhere in California. You can get some of the products on Amazon now. Amazon's crazy, bro. You can get anything on Amazon. I got Tomb 45 shave gel from Amazon too. And I'm not using shave gel here, but you do want to use some sort of shave gel, especially if you're a beginner with the blade. Don't do what I'm doing right now. If you're a beginner, you will probably cut them, especially with an exposed blade. Please don't. Just use some shave gel, guys. Once you get better, you might be able to get away with it. But even with someone with a sensitive scalp or sensitive skin, I would never not use shave gel. Make sure you use shave gel. And wipe off the excess fibers. And here's the final look, you guys. You can see that enhancement really pops that hairline. Look at that. That looks fresh. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give me a like, comment, give me some constructive criticism, give me whatever you like, and please subscribe to my channel. If you guys subscribe, I'll be able to give you guys way more content, a lot more reviews. This is just the beginning, you guys. Have a good day. Thank you.